Okay, let's take a look at analog output. We're gonna go back in Arduino. I want to go to File, Examples, Analog, and our output code is going to be fading. It's a cool visual example of how analog out works. And just a reminder, analog out is sort of PWM out. So it's technically a digital function. And it, again, is using a sort of a reverse analog digital conversion, if you will. So keep that in mind, and we'll understand that when we take a look at the code. Let's go to the tutorial, see what we need. Got an Arduino board, an LED, a 220 ohm resistor. I can use the one from the Blink circuit, and hookup wires and breadboard. Got all of that. Looks very similar to Blink. So let's get that set up. I'm going to switch to a blue LED just to see if that shows up a little differently on the screen. Again, long leg is the positive side. Keep myself honest. I'm going to just move the positive leg away from me, place that in the breadboard like so. My 220 ohm resistor from my Blink sketch, I'm going to connect that to the positive leg and then ground to ground. And then I'm going to connect that resistor to, let's see, pin 9. Interesting little symbol next to pin 9 there. I wonder what that could mean. Let's find out. Here's my resistor. Yeah, come on. Here's my ground wire. And I'm going to go to the ground on the other side of the board. It's all the same ground, but I'm hoping it will be a little less noisy visually. And I'm going to do something a little curious. Instead of using a red wire to connect to pin 9, I'm going to use my yellow wire, because I want you to think of this as a signal, not just power. All right, back to code, upload. It is compiling the sketch. It is uploading, and interesting. How well is this going to show up on film? Aha, not too bad, not too bad. So instead of blinking on or off, you can see that this is fading, and that's hence the name of the code. So what is it actually doing electrically? Well, we talked about this. This is that digital pulse width modulation, and it's actually a completely smooth curve all the way up and all the way down. So it's smoothly rising, rising, rising. When it hits the peak, it smoothly falls, 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 and it bounces back and forth essentially between 5 volts and 0 volts. So how is it doing that? To understand, we need to take a look at the code. So we scroll down here a bit. First of all, LED pin is set to 9. 9 is a PWM pin. We know that on the screen printing, the tiny little screen print on the Arduino board tells us that pin 9 is a PWM pin because it has a little tilde next to it. So we couldn't do this on digital pin 8, for instance. 8 is a digital out only. Okay, nothing happens in this setup. All the information is in the loop. Here is our entire loop. I can't quite get, let's see if I can get that last delay in there. Right. Yes, no. just see it. So line by line, let's take a look at what's happening. So for loop is another conditional statement. And what it's doing is saying for a certain thing, I want anything in this range to change by a value each time it goes through the loop that I set. Let's put that into English a little bit better. It's saying for this local variable I call int fade value, and it's local because it's not only inside the void loop, it's inside this for loop as well. So this is a local variable. I couldn't take fade value and move it anywhere outside of this for loop, honestly, because I'm defining it inside the for loop. This int fade value is something that can only happen inside of a for loop. So for my fade value equal to 0 and a fade value anything less than or equal to 255, I want to take fade value, and each time I go through the loop, I want to add plus equal 5. So in other words, this is going to go from 0 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, etc., all the way up to 255. And I want to analog write those values to my LED pin, that's pin 9, and I'm going to, instead of write high or low, I'm going to write fade value. As fade value is cycling through this, it is, again, it's valued at 5, then 10, then 15, all the way up to 255. And then that condition is broken. So what happens at that point? Because it says less than or equal to 255, keep adding 5. But when it gets to 255, and there's a tiny, tiny delay between those things. So that's what delay 30 milliseconds looks like. But when it gets to 255, now I need to say, okay, for every value that's equal to 255, I want fade value to be, for fade value equal to 255 and still greater than or equal to 0, I want to decrease or decrement fade value by 5. So that's saying I want to take 255, go down to 250, 245, 240, 235, 230, etc., all the way down back to 0. I want to analog write that value to the LED pin. So I say analog write LED pin fade value, and then wait 30 milliseconds between each of those until it goes from 255 down to 0. Now, this is a loop, so it's always checking the condition. If this goes back to 0, now this loop is back in play. For every value equal to 0, walk it back up to 255. For every value at 255, walk it back down to 0. And the effect is this fade. So how can we sort of visualize this effect in a slightly different way, or maybe make it a little more dramatic? Let's go back to the code and let's try just changing this increment or decrement. In my mind, that means it's just going to walk up to 255 or back down to 0 that much slower. So I'm going to do a little less than half, and let's watch this closely. Aha. So it seems to hang out there a little longer, and then it seems to take more time to slow down. Okay, so there's some effect that we can tune just with that one variable. Let's try changing that a different way. And as you're experimenting, I want you to observe changing one variable at a time. That's a good scientific rule in general. So I'm going to change this back to 5. I know that is what I was seeing in the initial effect. And I want to see what happens now if I change my delay. I'm going to change this to, let's try half a second or 500 milliseconds. Upload this, and let's see what happens. Whoa, can you see that? You can if I put it in camera. Maybe. So it's pretty difficult to see in the camera view. What it's doing, it's actually pretty boring. Instead of really smoothly stepping the value up, it's sort of moving in this sort of jerky way. Now, I'm going to start it back from the beginning. And I could just reload the sketch, or I could reset the processor on the Arduino. See this little reset button right here? I'm just going to press that. I'm going to do a little bit better holding the LED in view right now. And watch. So step, 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 step. Okay, so not as cool of an effect. That's just delaying each of those steps in the for loop. So let's take that way back down. And what I'm getting at here is to understand this code a little bit better, play with it. Syntax and stuff we'll cover at the end of this lesson for today, where to learn it, how to get better at it, etc. I'm going to take this down to 1 and set my delay back to the initial value. So this is as slow as that value can change. Let's watch it. Not super dramatic. It's also not showing up really well on camera, but what we're seeing is this pulse width modulation. It's saying every time I go through the loop, I'm going to extend the width of the pulse by 1. That might not be right. I might have just lied. I think it's increasing the... No, it is. It's actually saying like, okay, I'm going to output 1, and then I'm going to output 2, and then I'm going to output 4, and then 8, all the way back up to 255. And that's happening smoothly because there's a very small delay in there. So it's actually digital, but it is acting like an analog output.